This is Lily Tarleton, and you are listening to the Crowject.
It's a miracle of the Adelaide Oval.
Walker needs to kick accurately, and he has. Oh, what a lifter for the
excitement machine, McLeod. Left foot goal.
Oh, no, tell me.
He's a superstar. Tell me.
Bounces straight up, lead the path the ball.
Hello and welcome to episode 281 of the Crowject podcast. Thank you very much to our sponsors Insolly Designs, Nathaniel's Coffee and Panini's, Trojan Aluminium and ARC General Maintenance. My name is Ben and I am joined tonight by Peter. Hello mate, how are you?
Good, yourself?
I'm very, very well. Now of course tonight we're going to be discussing our upcoming qualifying final against the Room. Our win from last week against Geelong down at GMHBA, the first win in 21 years for the footy club.
Yeah, we fucking did it.
All of your listeners' feedback, player movements, wedding bells, and plenty more. As always, thank you very much to our amazing Patreons. And if you're listening right now and want to sign up, you can do that at patreon.com/Crowject. We will have our segment street over on Patreon after the main episode tonight, where we'll have around the grounds some deeper analysis from the club champ. That's from last week. Fantasy and tipping results from the year. I will enjoy speaking about that part. Anyway, Pete, so on Friday evening, we played at GMH BBQ Stadium. And what happened?
We won! Oh my God! Yeah, we finally did it. We did it. We won down at that pork barreling stadium. Isn't it a great feeling, Ben?
It is. We haven't won there since I was in kindergarten, so it's it's pretty nice.
You know, it's just finally good to have a competent squad go down there and not crap the bed.
We were close.
We got bloody close, though. Look, I'm just glad where I would get out of there. I know it was guaranteed win or lose. We would play finals, but it may have varied slightly at position on the ladder. However, I'm just glad we were able to finally do it. Now, pass me the iPad, my man, because we're going to have a special guest that we're going to call in a second to give us some more hard-hitting analysis. But, over to you, Ben.
No, absolutely. It was good. So we obviously sealed our top 4 position with that. And if we had lost, Fremantle would have jumped us and we would have had a showdown first final, I'm pretty sure, if Port finished 8th, I think. But anyway, we don't have to worry about any of that, at least for this week. So we finished in the top 4. I think we had about 40% clear of Fremantle, so we were pretty comfortably in the top 4. As you mentioned, did our best to absolutely shit the bed. Geelong kicked 4 goals to half-time, but then we held them goalless for the second half. So
it's always good to have a functioning defence.
Yeah.
Or they just ran out of steam. Who knows? Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to call our new co-host and, of course, AFLW Boffin, Kristen. Just going to give her a call now down the pipe. Let's see if she does answer. Come on, Kristen. Come on, please. We need analysis. Help. Or maybe not.
Hello.
Kristen, it's Peter and Ben. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good,
Very
mate.
good.
Now, we're just talking about the game itself. We're just talking about the scores. But what were your thoughts on the game and how it went against the Cats at the GMH Barbecue Stadium?
Honestly, I thought we were going to have a little bit of a, replay of the, couple of other weeks we've had where we sort of lost. But credit to, the back line in particular, like Zoe Prowse really stepped up and I guess we were able to find space where we hadn't really been able to over the last couple of weeks. So that, I think, coming into this Friday night is very promising.
Yeah. No, absolutely right there, Kristen. And obviously, Caitlin Gould was very good up forward again. I think she took another 7 marks and was really a spearhead up there. How do you reckon she'll go into the finals against North? I can't remember how she played the other week. I think she was a bit sloppy and missed a few shots. But
yeah, she was a bit quiet, I reckon, against North. And I think first quarter last Friday night as well, I had a feeling that they were going to try and shut her out. But she managed to find her space and I think overcome that almost kind of tag that she had on her. So if she can do that again, and I don't think she'll want to repeat that horrible shots in front of goal she had the last time we played against North. So I reckon she's going to bounce back.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, some of them were Let's move on.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, look, we had Gouldy with the 3 goals and Hatchie as well. And look, the club have said that the best on ground was Noffy. Not a big surprise there. Prowse, Gould, Bedell, Hatchie, and Jess Allen too. What do you make of that group there as best on, or anyone else catch your eye or anything else like that, Chris?
No, I reckon that group I'm pretty happy with. I probably would have said in terms of affecting the game, I reckon Zoe Prowse probably had more of an effect on the outcome than what Noffy did. That's not saying that, Noffy wasn't good, but just in terms of the possessions that Zoe had down back, she made a huge difference.
Absolutely. Because, look, the minor round is now over with, thank God for that. But going into the game this weekend with the possibility of Danielle Ponta being out, and I say that only because I don't think there's been an update from the club, correct?
Nah, just had a look then, so there's nothing's come out just yet.
Which may be concerning because they may be waiting for swelling to go down, do another scan or anything. I hope not. But if potentially DP is out, who would you be thinking to come in?
I guess it depends on how we shuffle the board, because obviously DP can, come out of the centre if we need to shake things up a little bit. So I guess if we move someone else around, you could chuck a Waterhouse in the back in the forward line. But I don't know. Going on, was Goodwin out last week, or am I imagining that in my pseudo-African haze?
I think she played. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think she did.
Somebody was dropped. I can't remember who though.
Because I know leading into this game, Amy Ball-Carr got dropped alongside Waterhouse too.
Yes, yeah. So I guess for speed, in the forward line you'd probably want Waterhouse, but I guess you could probably put Amy in the middle if you had to, but I think it's going to be a tough call. I'm assuming we're just waiting until the last minute to make a call on DP, because I don't think you can replace that, what she can do in front of goals easily.
Yeah. If only there was a development league or something for these players to be playing. But
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy thought that.
Yeah, and don't worry, I'll be talking about Laura Kane later on in the pod too. That's something I forgot to put on the run sheet. Laura Kane, you potato. Sorry. Now, let's just very quickly, Kristen, because I know you're in a bit of a pseudo-ephedrine haze, as you've said, but who did you have as your 3-2-1 for the game, if you can remember back to Friday Night Lights at GMH Barbecue Stadium?
I would have had 3 on Zoe Prowse, 2 on Gouldy, and 1 on Hatchie, I reckon.
Nice. Now, we'll get to our votes later and some of the feedback too, mate. But look, real quick, I just want to ask about because this is something we talked about in pre-roll, myself and Ben, about honesty at the self-serve thing. Have you ever lied to the self-serve machine at all? Have you scanned?
I haven't. No, I haven't, because I'm way too scared to do that.
All right, well, that's going to be some off-season content. We'll take Kristen through this stuff. Go on, put those pistachios through as potatoes.
You can do it.
You can do it. All right, Kristen, thanks, buddy. I know you're fighting whatever you got, but we'll catch you soon, and we'll catch you for the live as well on the 20th of November.
Yes, very excited for that one, and go Crom for Friday night.
Go Crom, Friday night, get around it. All right, stay safe, buddy. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
All right, that was new co-host Kristen having a chat to all of us, and I don't want my Spotify to start playing right now. Thank you very much. Anyway, Ben, who do you have as your 3-2-1, buddy?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a rare week where Noffy struggles to get a vote, but she's already got the medal anyway, so it's all right. Yeah. And that's more a reflection on the rest of the team playing really well and not necessarily her playing poorly, because I think she still had 27 touches or something like that, and, it was a bit of everywhere. But I went Prowse for the 3 as well. Yep, Hatchie for the 2. I think that's probably one of her better games for the season, and obviously kicked the goal to keep us in the game. Mm-hmm. If she'd missed that, we could have been in a bit of trouble, but she kicked it, so it was fine. And Gould with the 1 vote, because she's become one of the best big forwards in the league.
Absolutely. It's phenomenal to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I saw someone making some comments online about who's our forward coach and everything else like that. And that very Crows thing, isn't it? Who's our forward coach?
They need to be sacked.
Yeah, he needs to be sacked. Yeah, going into finals, fantastic time to find a new forwards coach. Yeah, she is coming on something fierce. I'm loving it too. Look, I've got to give Tudor Gould purely for the fact that, like you said, she's coming on so well, but at the same time, especially at this point in the season, to maintain that consistency, especially through a compressed thing. And we'll be talking about that very soon. I've done some research, like genuine research, not like, I've done my research. Don't give me that vaccine. But the other, I'm going to give my one to Hatchie as well. So basically, I've mirrored what Kristen has voted for. Now, it's over with. But we need to get to some feedback on the socials because there was a plethora, Ben. Did you want to bring up Twitter? Because I saw you had that open before, but I can jump straight onto Instagrams. So anytime after the game, you can always find us on the socials for all your feedback, etc. Now, where is it? There it is not.
I'll jump straight into Twitter if you want.
You've already got it, Ben. Please take it
quickly
away.
on it. We've got the famous Vardy Magic, a very fantastic Crows account for anyone listening who isn't following him. I highly suggest getting on Twitter and following him, or her, or they. I don't know. It's not Peter Vardy, but someone who very much supports him.
Or could it be Peter Vardy?
Well, it very well could be.
I mean,
I think unlikely, but it could be.
Let's see what Peter Vardy's up to right now. Anyway, sorry. You go, Ben.
So Vardy Magic says, Hatchard's marking is very underrated. Clone Chelbo if possible, please. Gould good. Prowse defensive prowess important. Rate the comment. And Chelsea Bedell, just a great defender. And I'm going to sound Crows biased because I've said that two players are becoming some of the best in the comp, but she's got to be one of the better fullbacks.
Amen.
There's some great ones out there, but she's just been as solid as a rock all year. Josh Johnson says, thank God for Caitlin Gould's goal kicking because nobody else seemed likely. Inaccuracy has been unacceptable these past few weeks. Some great stuff around the rest of the ground with the exception of that second quarter. And that is all from Twitter.
All right. So we didn't have anything on Instagram. A bunch of likes, but no one's saying Jack on there. Shame, really. But see, I always go onto the Crowject Facebook page, and you know how you got to change your profile? It always pops up with the Adelaide Crows buy swap. So, gee, I wonder who runs that. And there are things on there that people are just pricing way too highly. We can get to that as part of segment.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Talk about some of the admins. And the thoughts therein, as in one of them is to my immediate left here. Sorry. Here we go. We've got a few comments here over on the Facebooks. We've got Rod East who says, lost too many games that you should have won. Otherwise, you'd be top of the ladder. Nevertheless, still a good season. Well done, ladies. Rod, there's still more games, my man. But, yeah, okay.
I'll give it half a tick.
Yeah, that's half. Yeah. But that's it. Shannon Clark says, we can go all the way and win the grand final providing we kick more goals than points. Yes. Yeah.
Because good kicking is good football.
Julie Edwards, very poor. Surprised they've won. What the hell is wrong with them? Whoa. Okay.
Harsh.
Julie, chill. Whoa. Okay. Brendan McGarrigan, friend of the pod and Patreon. I can't read that out. Okay? I can't read that out. Brendan, you saucy mix. Oh, my God.
That was a bit of a slap in the face.
Oh, there's more than something to the face.
If you're listening and want to go view that comment, just head to the Facebook page and look at the full-time post.
Yeah, and go to all comments. It won't come up straight away. Okay. I'm just going to put a wow reactor. All capitals. Brendan. Lisa Catanati says, honestly, if we can't get out of the gate, we're screwed in finals. If it wasn't for Bedell, we would have lost tonight. Another night of missed chances due to poor execution. I mean, it was at GMHBA Stadium where the voodoo, the hex has been lifted. Yeah, finally as a
jumped
club.
over to the Garrier's curse.
Oh, the do you reckon Matthew Clark? He went on to the field at full time and instead of giving the flying V, gave the peace sign just for good
Just
vibes.
to reverse the curse.
Yeah.
I rate the idea because he would have been playing that day.
Yeah. That is...
Or was he still at Brisbane? Was it 2002?
2002. That's right.
Let's find out.
My cousin Christian's christening, ironically. And I remember watching it. We were at somewhere near Penfold Estate or something like that. Big Italian thing. And watching it on an old Sony Trinitron TV, 34 centimetre. It was great. Couldn't get hardly any reception. But to finally see that win, it was great. It was great. And then had so many cannolis. Where was he playing, boss?
He did play that day. He had 17 hitouts. Big one from him. And kicked 2. Oh, no. He kicked 1 goal.
Whoa. He's the reason.
He's,
Thank
that's
you,
the secret.
Clarky.
So the men's side are going to go down there next year and win because the curse is broken.
Ooh, bet the house. Unlike my betting tips. I saw it 7.5 against Oldies.
Oh,
Yeah. That burnt a lot of people. I think 2 people, followed that one. Now, we've done the Lady Bungee medal votes, but if at any time you want to leave us a voicemail, 82465498, isn't that right, Benny Mac?
Quite literally any time. Right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Whenever right now is.
Yeah.
I don't know when you listen to it.
Yeah, and for the live as well, you can call in to us too. We will be able to see your number. But you can call us during the draft and have a chat with us live on the air. What's the worst that could happen?
Hey.
All right. What's next, boss?
We will be going to the news. The only way is up. So, it's not really news. We all knew this was going to happen, but we've officially nominated Tyler Welsh as a father-son for the draft. So, looking at potentially picking him up at pick 64 or, using
Can I
points.
just say, when they announced this, I was just like, did this need an announcement?
Yeah.
Like, I mean this respectfully, but like...
Yeah, I think there's some official stuff with, if a bid comes for him and then we have to use points to go into futures, I think you have to be nominated with them to be able to do it.
Okay, I'm wondering if Bulldogs must have done this for Jafar Yugoslavia.
Yeah, would have, yeah.
Okay. See, I feel like there's some bad blood between the Crows and the Bulldogs for that, because didn't we rat fuck them out of all their points because we bid on it?
Yeah, and we got Jimmy Rowe. It was a tactical masterclass to get Jimmy Rowe, and boy, didn't that work out well.
Yeah. Oh, poor Jimmy. I love James McCann's call of Stephen Rowe calling his own son.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't have the... Oh, that's fantastic. All right, so, shocking news there. We've also got the news about Schoenberg and Burgess.
Indeed. So we've delisted both of those, but have committed to picking both of them back up in the rookie draft. So, I mean, effectively just getting them off the senior list and into a rookie spot, which also frees up a main list spot probably for Mark Kane to go up to the senior list because he's on the rookie list at the moment. So it doesn't really do too much. I think it's, if anything, a kick in the bum for Harry Schoenberg, but he's probably a fair way down the pecking order.
Oh, yeah. Schoenberg. I feel like he's got the talent. It's all there.
He's just shown little glimpses, hasn't he? Like I think it was against North Melbourne in 2022 where he bursts out the middle, spins around a player, kicks a goal from 55. He just can't put it together. No. I don't know what it is.
No, I think he's too much time on scooters. But, sorry. All right, so we've got some SANFL news as well in regards to the list. So Ned Atkinson, son of Brodie Atkinson.
Who played 5 games in 1999.
Have we done an obscure crow about Brodie Atkinson?
I don't think we have.
Oh, no, he's next on the list. He's next on the hit list.
Because I was having a look at that because someone in one of my group chats was like, who the hell is Brodie Atkinson? And I just Googled it. Yeah, he played 5 games in 1999. It was an interesting story, actually. This is possibly the most St Kilda thing you'll ever hear. So he got picked up in 1992 as pick 17.
92?
Yeah.
92?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
This gets better. He plays 1 game in 1993 and gets a Rising Star nomination. Plays the next week and has a pretty good game. I think had 25 touches or something like that. And then gets dropped. And then gets delisted at the end of 1993.
Oh, my God.
So they're pick 17, gets a Rising Star, plays a pretty good game, dropped and delisted. Then went back to the SANFL until 1999, where we picked him up and then played from there. But I just thought St Kilda having a first-round draft pick and it getting a nomination for the Rising Star and then delisting it was the most St Kilda thing I've ever heard.
That's crazy. Sorry, I'm just looking at it now. So what games did he play? Okay, so he played against the Brisbane Bears back in 92, which... hang on. Sorry, I opened the wrong thing. Which St Kilda won by... what's that in the end? 55. And then against Hawthorn, which they lost by 19, he halved his output.
Yep.
Went from 25 disposals to 14 disposals. And they just said, okay.
Still okay for a second game. But yeah, I don't know. It's obscure, obviously, without watching the actual game. It's a bit hard to judge how he played, but...
Oh, we can judge.
We can absolutely
We can
judge.
judge
Yeah,
based off numbers.
It's a St Kilda thing. There's a reason.
Statistics don't lie. I want to see if this is before or after the Widmer incident. Maybe he was a part of it. Maybe Atkinson was the instigator of things. He was just like, Nicky, someone vilifies you from the crowd, especially at Collingwood. Lift up the top and point at you and make it the best photo ever.
He wants his royalties.
I actually feel bad for, this is a sort of sidestep, but all the things about if you listen, I would recommend in the off season, listen to 1993, the greatest season that was. Fantastic podcast episodes that go on there. The St Kilda episode is actually quite eye-opening for what happened to Winmar, because he basically was at the point of getting pushed out of St Kilda after he did that, because there were people there who said, what you've done has embarrassed us. Despite the fact the AFL actually took, in credit to AFL, did one thing right, actually went out of their way to basically quell a lot of the racial vilification that Nicky Winmar was doing. And that Collingwood fans were doing that day at Victoria Park. Who knew?
Yeah, never would have guessed.
Anyway.
So Brody's son,
yeah,
Ned, we picked him up for the SANFL squad. We also got Cam Tarney from Norwood, who should be a pretty good pickup.
Is it Tarney or Tahini?
Tarney, yeah.
See, I think like Tahini, like the spread. But
Yeah.
is it Tarney? I don't.
Tahani chicken salt, or yeah, close enough. That was bad.
Oh,
We also picked up Will Crane and Thomas McCormack from Sturt. And
household names.
Indeed. And Saxon Evans from Central Districts. Now, I think Atkinson, I was reading, could be a chance at a mid-season draft pick for us next year for the senior list. So it'd be interesting to see where we go from there. Bowl Report's a pretty handy player. And as well as that, we've also picked up Norwood legend Matthew Panos as a development coach for the team. So pretty exciting times, but unfortunately with people coming in, it means that some people have to go. So Jacob Templeton, Jarman Segal, Sam Danielle and Josh Smithson will not be returning to the team. I think Smithson played a few good games last year, I'm pretty sure, and was in the best a couple of times, but earlier this year. But yeah, be interesting to see how the SANFL squad goes next year for the few decent pickups. Yeah,
and look, I've included this quote here because Matthew Wright, a man of many words, has said the following things about the additions to the SANFL squad. We're really pleased to welcome Ned, Cam, Will, Tommy and Saxon to West Lakes, Wright said. All 5 players offer something different, but they all share common traits that we are looking to add to our SANFL squad, being talent, commitment and desire to improve. We look forward to our new signings joining us for pre-season training.
That is the most generic.
That he has dialed that in from Bali. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, 17 Peronis deep. He's like, I've got to say something.
No, not joking. Templeton. Templeton, come back. Not Jarman. Sorry. As soon as I read, I was just like, he didn't. Look, I reckon he did it. You know what? We should ask Reese. Did he really?
Did you guys type this for him?
Okay. It's okay. Look, the comments, I'm just reading here about our man Ned Atkinson as well. I didn't know. I forgot about that. About Brody Atkinson did win a McGarry medal for Sturt, so good pedigree there. So joining from the Double Blues as well. He played 3 games for Sturt. And that's right. Cam Tahini, he was Geelong. No, was he Geelong or Fremantle? Getting confused. I might be confusing him with Charlie Constable.
For Fremantle, maybe?
Yeah, I reckon it was. 21 league games, 28 goals. He Oh, that's right. He got drafted by Geelong in 2019 before returning to the parade in 2022.
There you go.
There we go. So, Crane and Evans, Will Crane and Thomas... Sachs and Evans. They took a year off from SANFL this season, with Crane returning to the Imperials in the River Murray League, and Evans winning a premiership with Williston, the powerhouse.
The Footy Factory.
The Footy Factory, Williston. It's good out there. Great snags. I don't know. Eddie Munro has probably gone out there.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. I'm loving some of the content from Andy as well.
He
Abandoned ovals.
Did you see the one today or the other day that he put up?
No, I haven't seen the one today.
Yeah, good stuff. He goes into an old scoreboard and at an oval that hadn't been used for about 24 years, I think, and they played the first game of cricket there on the weekend.
Did they demolish the scoreboard?
He was in the scoreboard and had like all the old signs in there.
Probably good that he didn't demolish the scoreboard.
Yeah.
McCormack is a mature age key forward who won the reserve's leading goal kicker award.
Yeah, that's what
good.
Burgess did in the VFL, and that didn't.
Fuck's sake, Ben.
Sorry, Chris.
Did you see the comment that Aidan Kane made?
I didn't.
Oh, spicy. Former Patreon, Aidan Kane, not that we kicked him off for this, his subscription lapse, but wrote on the main Facebook thing when the announcement came through about Schoenberg and Burgess being delisted but to be picked up in the rookie draft. He just said, can't we just keep Burgess delisted? And it had a bunch of likes, but one of the likes was from, I'm pretty sure, Chris Burgess's mum.
Oh, no.
Oh, where's the where's the curve music?
Oh, no.
Oh my God. Because I was just like, oh, that's a lot of likes. Let's see who's liked it. And then I saw right at the top of Burgess, and in the friends list of this certain Burgess was 1C Burgess. That is definitely the currently delisted AFL player. If you go to the Patreon's chat, I put screenshots of it all there. But yeah, you see, Ben's looking at it now.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
No, legit, that's a Burgess. Hawkies. Anyway, all right. Now, we've got the AFL Draft Night Live that is coming on Wednesday, November the 20th. Head over to YouTube to watch that one. That'll be running live from 6 o'clock. We've got Sam Tugwell joining us from 5AA. We've got Laura from Triple M's Rudits and Loz. We've got Benny Mack will be joining us too.
I will be.
No, you don't have to. You're lucky. Please go.
It's not far from my work, so that's all right. I'll be there.
Yeah, excellent. But sign up to our Patreon as well if you want to come along on the night. We may give some tickets away too next week as well. Look, it's a relatively intimate affair, but analysis, it ain't happening. It is just us just abusing.
Yeah,
the
just
broadcast.
watching the coverage. Oh, yeah, he plays like Marcus Bontempelli. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they all play. Like, see, this is the thing. This is like Matty Wright's thing. They all share common traits. They kick a football.
They are all haven't played in the league before.
Yeah. They're all going to play for me next year. The common traits. So please join us for that one too. Now, we had some wedding bells, Ben.
We did. Brodie Smith got married to his partner over the weekend. I do forget her name. I do apologise. But I wonder if they're going to remake the famous movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I think.
Oh! Didn't that wreck things for...
Yeah. Was it Brad Pitt?
Yes.
And Jennifer Aniston. Yeah.
Smith. Let's just go. We're going to go direct. We're going to find out the name of the lucky lady. It is Lisa Nicole Smith. That is her. Congratulations.
Indeed.
Now, what else were we going to talk about? Oh, Laura Kane. My God. Last week, Laura Kane came out and said that the mid-season sort of compression of games, it's been universally good feedback.
Has it?
Has it, Laura? Has it? I think you're FOS, Laura.
She hasn't actually asked anyone. She asked herself. She's like, yeah.
She looked in the mirror and just said, we are a good league. We will make the players suffer, all for the name of the almighty dollar from Foxtel, even though they're being sold by Rupert Murdoch. It doesn't matter.
And then she's like, now who agrees? And she puts her hand up and she says, well, 100% of the people I've asked
We've
have
reached
agreed.
quorum. That's what. Okay. I need to find this, but does any of that surprise you, Ben?
Oh, not at all. It's done a pretty average job so far in the kindest way possible. I think there's been some interesting decisions, and the fact that she's trying to justify that condensed fixture that we've seen players not be happy about and clubs not be happy about and fans not be happy about. It says a lot about her having her head in the sand and not really listening to, well, anyone, to be perfectly honest with you, because that condensed fixture was an absolute joke. And I think you're about to go into some injury analysis and different things a bit later on, potentially.
I will. And so I'm usually a bit of a goofball, but I put on my clinical hat today and actually did a deep dive on what's the evidence. And you're not going to believe it, but compressed fixtures are not good for female athletes. Who fucking knew? Anyway, look, I'm just reading this article here. Now, this is from 9 Now. So it's about the comments that Laura Kane appeared on Channel 7 and confirmed she is aware of the growing anger in regards to things. We absolutely hear the feedback. A lot of it I share. We're definitely across how people feel. One thing we did learn was that Sunday nights and midweek football, people really like that. The fans like it. That's a direct quote. You might see a midweek game next year, but when do you play your next one? I think we've heard the feedback on that one pretty clearly.
I mean, if you work it properly and you don't have a team playing 4 games in 16 days, okay, I can see the potential for it. But the problem is, to do that, you're going to have it as a standalone game every day. And they're not going to do that.
Exactly.
So there's no way that it can work. Like, yeah, cool, midweek footy, maybe the Thursday to Monday, I'm okay with. Tuesday, Wednesday, it just wasn't
Who was
right.
watching it? Okay, I'll give another example here. Caroline Wilson was on 5AA, I think it was last week. And Rowie and Timmy G, and I think it was Tim Ginniver, asked her bluntly, what are your thoughts on the AFL Women's, the way it's run and everything else like that with the midweek fixturing? The universal feedback sucks.
Yep.
And clearly it's having a bad effect on the product. The first thing that Caroline Wilson talked about was how bad the crowds have been at those midweek games.
Yeah, no shit.
Like, this is the part. I feel like the AFL Women's is getting gaslit here. It's just like, well, your product's being really bad, but they're not doing a single thing to encourage it. Like,
Yeah.
and reading this article, sorry, I'm sort of going back and forth here.
No, that's okay.
But they compare things about the way the rugby league does the professional women's competition. So the rugby league competition is designed so that the grand final falls on the same day as the men's NRL final.
Is it?
I think so. I'm just reading. That's literally.
And it does work for them because they have a night grand final. So
Exactly.
an earlier,
Which is why
slightly
we should have a
different.
night grand final. Don't get me fucking started about that, and I won't. But it just shows how inept they are. If you're so just head in the sand about this, to say, no, it's actually worked really well. Are you kidding me?
I don't get the logic of it. Like how anyone can look at it and say it works. And I mean, even before it happened, when we were on the pod looking at the schedule when it first came out, and you go, I think it was a 5:45 game on a Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah. Like,
If someone finishes work at 5 o'clock,
yeah.
they got 45 minutes to get to an oval.
Yep.
And you don't take in time to go eat, to go get changed, to shower, commuting to, like, it doesn't work.
Yeah. I don't know. So it says here that Sarah Burt, who runs the AFL Women's Weekly podcast for Channel 9, or 9 Network, I guess, revealed that AFL and AFL Women's had denied the opportunity several times to have any spokesperson question about the issue up until Laura Kane comes on. And I feel bad for Laura Kane that she's got to be the figurehead for dealing with all this shit. There is a whole organisation there that needs to be responsible for this.
Yeah.
And this leads me into my other reason. Okay. Like I said, I'm a bit of a goof. But when it comes to clinical stuff, you've got to ask yourself, what's the evidence here? So this has some interesting stuff that basically says the AFL itself are putting players at risk here, despite best clinical evidence about it. So there was a paper that one of my friends sent to me that has only just been published about 2 months ago. It is from the European College of Sports Science, and it is titled "Match Workload and International Travel Associated with ACL Injuries in Professional Women's Football." Now, this is soccer, okay? But it goes through, and it's an observational study. So basically just seeing how people went, etc., in 2 football seasons from 2021 to 2023, because they play over winter there, in 4 top-tier European women's football leagues. The sample size was 58 professional women football players, and there were a total 81 injuries amongst that group as well. They break it down into match workload, international travel, 28-day period. Now, here's from the abstract. I'm just reading from the top. The injured group had a higher number of instances of less than 5 days between matches compared to the control groups. So basically, there were more injured players in the groups where there was less of a break between games. The ACL injury group made more appearances, had more instances of less than 5 days between matches, and had less rest time than the control group. These findings underscore the importance and careful consideration when developing match fixture schedules in elite women's football, particularly concerning the number of matches scheduled in a short period. Now, that in itself is quite eye-opening, because it just basically says you actually need to have a minimum of 5 or more days.
Yeah.
Which, during that compressed period, they weren't doing. Now, it doesn't take an epidemiologist or anyone else like that to just look back and find out how many injuries were happening during that time or even after the fact of that. And there were other things that I was going through about as well because, you know, Pete had a couple of cancellations today, so I decided to
had a bit of time.
Had a bit of time. But it goes through it. There's even more breakdown. This is an article from 2015 talking about the impacts of decreased recovery when there's less recovery time, essentially. So it goes through about knee range of motion, etc. High intensity running this was a 3-game period, and basically the game 2, in this time where there was only, I think, a total of 4 days in between each, the game 2, they had on average just 7 to 14% less total range of motion in their knee compared to before game 1 or after game 3. So basically that's saying you're more fatigued, you got less movement, but you're still playing the same rules. It's inevitable there's going to be more injuries. And yet I've got Laura Kane coming out and she's saying, we heard the feedback. Sunday night's midweek football, people really like that, fans love it. You're putting your players at risk. You're putting your brand at risk. And then to come out and say unequivocally, no, we're going to keep it, yet there's actual clinical evidence saying you're going to hurt people. Why would you want to do that and potentially drive away players?
Yeah.
Because they could go to a more professional... Like, they could play rugby league if they wanted to. Like, genuinely. There'd be a bit of adjusting, obviously, but at the same time...
Yeah.
They could do that. And they could do it in a place that is safer for them.
Yeah. And I mean, well, we've looked at when the AFLW first started, we saw a lot of players switch back to AFL. What's stopping them switching back? You know, you've seen players like Jenna McCormick, who played for the Crows, went back to soccer. Yep. Maybe we start to see that a little bit more. This
concerns me. It genuinely concerns me because reading stuff like that and to have people in AFL House that are just going to say, nah, we're going to stick with what we don't know because it's just easier. Scares the shit out of me. Anyway, that's my rant over with, and Peter's back. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we got AFL Women's Finals that are coming.
Indeed we do.
Indeed we do. We are playing against
North
at Icon Park. Are they going to cover up that CFC?
Probably.
Oh, please, for God's sake. Put a big room sticker over it. For God's sake.
Yeah. No, so obviously North Melbourne finished on top. They are undefeated at this stage for this season, so they've had a very good season. But hopefully...
Did they have a draw during the year?
With Geelong, maybe?
I reckon they did.
Let me just...
So we beat Geelong. Therefore, we're going to beat
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Yeah, they
Please,
finished,
for God's sakes, let it happen.
finished on 42 points, so yeah, they must have had a draw at some stage. And I
Yeah,
think
there
it
you
was against Geelong down in Geelong. I'm pretty certain. So yeah, they've had a good year. They're a very good team, nevertheless. But I don't think they're unbeatable. Because I think a couple of weeks ago at Norwood, we probably should have won. If you kick straight, we win that game.
That game was very frustrating to watch, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I mean, I'm just going to pull up North's results coming into this week. Like they've been convincing in the sense that they've won pretty easily, but the teams that they've beaten, I don't think you can really put that sort of marker against them to say they've been great. Like they beat the Suns, and the Suns finished 17th. They beat them by 63 points on the weekend. Okay. They beat Essendon by 51 points, who finished 8th. Better result. They beat the Swans by 10 goals, who finished 15th. They beat the Dogs by 10 goals, who finished 12th. They beat the Tigers by a couple of goals. They beat Carlton by 80 points, who finished 14th. Like you're seeing a bit of a theme here. The teams that they've beaten up on finished lower down the ladder. So I just, other than Brisbane, they beat Brisbane very convincingly in the first round, but Brisbane took a little while to get going. But I don't think that they're untouchable. And I think if we come out this week and we're accurate and we start well, then we could be okay, and we could cause, I suppose, a bit of an upset if, I don't know what the odds are looking like for this week, but given that the Roos finished top, they're probably favourites, and, deservingly so. But I just feel like we can shake something up here and just, I don't know, throw the competition off a bit and put it back into our favour.
Let's not forget that we've won 3 premierships.
Exactly.
And
been in
fourth
2
one.
other...
And a 4th one. It's inevitable. Hopefully not too much, because the merch over at Crowject.bigcartel.com includes the Dynasty top, and we don't want to have to redraw another one, do we, Soph? So, but we would love it if we have to, though. So head over there to get that merch. But look, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm a little bit scared about this one, respectfully, to the Roos, and showing respect, obviously. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm getting a bit distrustful, not in a bad way. Just
there's just been a few, just been a bit sloppy, a bit inaccurate, a bit wayward, and I mentioned the odds a moment ago. I've just had a look. We're paying $3.20, which just presents a bit of value.
What's the line, Ben?
12.
12. Get on that. Are you get 12?
It's interesting.
You'd be a fool not to. It'd be like taking Arkansas at 7.5 against Ole Miss, and then they get rolled by 32. Gamble responsibly, ladies and gentlemen, please. Weather. Friday, 20 degrees over in Melbourne, and partly cloudy. Yay. What does that mean? Fuck all. Probably Icon Park will flood or something. I don't know.
Pretty much.
No, sorry, that's Victoria Park. Are we going to get money?
She hasn't responded to me at this stage, so it doesn't look like it. But
we may do that as part of Segment Street. We're going to get Marnie on from the Further North podcast to have a bit of a chit-chat about everything that's been happening. But Ben, who do you have in the qualifying final for the ladies?
I'm going to back us in. Back us in. The last couple of weeks we've been a bit shaky, as you mentioned. We've been a bit accurate. We've been a bit wayward. But I think we come out, the cream rises when the important part of the season comes. And I think the cream is about to rise, and we are theoretically the cream. That's a sentence. So I'll take the Crows by 7 points. We're going to reverse the result from last time. And we have a question as well, or just...
Let's go for... I can't do meters gain. I'm going to do... Let's go for a negative one. Clangers. Where's Clangers?
Let's go with... I don't want to give anyone the mockers to say Clangers.
How about equal first, everyone? It's just...
That's good. Yeah.
Fest. None. Why did Peter say Jesus. Look, I have to back up what I've said. So I'm going to say the Roos are going to win. My apologies. But I think it's going to be genuinely close. We lost the prelim last year by a point.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's something close to that. And the closer you can get would be 2 points. So I'm going to say 2. But I actually think this is going to be a cracking game.
100%. We're two very evenly matched teams.
Yeah, and, I'm really happy for this squad, and I think they've overcome a lot even this year to sort of get through it, including some of the fucking umpiring. I was a little bit drunk on Friday night. I put up a post on the AFL Women's Supporters page. Yes. I don't remember writing this. Now, I just want to, firstly, can you bring that up for me? Because I'm going to say a big thank you to our amazing patrons, patreon.com/Crowject. Head over there. You can get a plethora of things. We usually say plethora, but I think 3 years ago, Benny Mac said plethora. Was it you or something?
Yeah, I did,
Anyway. But you can get everything, including Obscure Crow, Get Your Crow On, all sorts of our pre-rolls and segment streets where we talk a whole bunch of rubbish as well. But a huge thank you to our patrons, $10 and above. And I want to say as well, a big happy birthday to Jordan as well. It was his birthday as well. We had Dave Carnivale had his birthday a week and a bit ago too. Happy birthday, buddy. But a big thank you to our $10 and above patrons, Hayden Arthur, aka The Real Hoof, as well, Jordan Marnie, Dave Carnivale, Jess Cook, Jake Bockove, Drew Corner, Sam Curtis, Sean Marie Davies, Brendan McGarrigan, I've got a dry palate, James Payne, Simone McDonald, Jezza Withers, Paul David Clennett, Matt Roylance, and Neil Roylance. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much too. I think I have a dry palate after Brendan's comment from before. Did you find that one, boss?
I did.
Okay.
So from, I don't know what time it was actually, it just says 2 days ago, but who gives a shit how they won? They won. And they're fucking awesome. I love these girls. They're going to get another flag. Fuck the rest of the teams. A dynasty established because we fucking rock. Rock emoji, cup. So listen into the Crowject where we wax lyrical about how awesome these girls are. Also, we're so much better than Port. LMAO, bunch of losers. Haha, go Crom. And if you're tuning in to us because of this post, hello and welcome. If that's incited you to come here, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on board. Oh, I'm so sorry. I woke up the next morning and I looked at that and I was like, wow, that's passionate.
Did I say that?
Did I? I did. Anyway. All right. Anything else, boss?
No, not particularly. Like we were saying earlier, it's a bit hard to pick the team because you can't have a gauge on form, and it's all dependent on Ponta getting up, actually. Yeah. I think if she doesn't play, I'm a little bit worried, but if she plays, I think we're fine.
Yeah, I hope so too. And if you're heading to the game as well, send us a message. Let us know. I know the Rainbow Crows most likely will be heading over for that one, so look out for them too. But I'm trepidatious. Okay, I'm changing my tune throughout the pod. My God. Let's get to segment street, boss.
Indeed. Well, and thank you very much to our Patreons for listening in and signing up as always. As we mentioned, patreon.com/Crowject if you want to sign up and listen to our segment street in just a moment. We will have also over there Obscure Crow, our pre-rolls where we talk about many things such as the Melbourne Cup, self-serve checkouts, petrol stations, mafia, and Razorback basketball. We love a little bit of that. We'll talk about the buy, swap, and sell group on the Adelaide Crows, a bit of the behind the scenes of many things that goes behind the admin of there. As always, follow us on socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok @Crowject. And of course, if you're watching the video version on YouTube, hello. Again, thank you to the Patreons. And if you want any Crom merch, head to crowject.bigcartel.com, such as these Crom beanies, these Crom scarves, which are in front of us on the video version. And you can get a whole plethora of items over there. I've been Ben, and I'll continue to be Ben. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you. And there's going to be some news dropping on Wednesday night.
And here's Jarman again. He's fighting for the free kick, but here's Nigel Smart. Smart can go through and kick a goal. 35 metres out, right on the boundary line.